Hello guys, today we are making a Banting pizza using a Fathead dough. So to start off, we are going to be making our base first using just under 2 cups of mozzarella cheese. This is going into a microwavable bowl, and to that we are going to add 2 tablespoons of cream cheese. We're just gonna pop that into the bowl, and then this will go into the microwave for 30-second intervals at a time until the cheese is fully melted. In the meantime, we're going to be mixing up our dry ingredients. In a separate bowl, we're going to be putting in just under 1 cup of almond flour, a half a teaspoon of baking powder. This is going to help the dough rise a little bit. And then to that, I'm going to be adding some seasoning and a half a teaspoon of Himalayan salt. I've got some garlic powder. This is completely optional. You can leave it out or you can put a seasoning of your choice. And then just give that a stir to blend the seasoning and the baking powder throughout the flour, and also to remove any of those little lumps. Set that aside and let us check up on our cheese in the microwave. As you can see, it's not fully melted, so we're just going to give it a stir and then pop this back into the microwave for another 30 seconds. We'll just continue to do that until the cheese is fully melted, and of course everybody's microwave is different. We're just going to give that a good stir to combine the 2 cheeses with each other. It's pretty slippery. I'm just having some fun with the cheese. Poke poke. So now we're going to add our dry ingredients and just pop that into the bowl with the cheese, and then finally 1 egg. Just pop all of that together into the bowl, and then this will form our Fathead dough. Okay, I'm using a spatula initially just to mix everything through, but you do need to get your hands in there. And this dough is pretty sticky. You might either want to use some cold water or a little bit of oil on your hands just to form the dough. I just want to show you. It's really sticky. Onto a baking sheet, we're going to add some parchment paper and then the dough on top of that. I'm just sprinkling I'm just sprinkling a little bit of almond flour on the top to make it easier to work with, and then I'm just going to shape the dough before adding an additional sheet of parchment paper onto the top. This is going to make it nice and easy just to flatten the dough, and you can roll it out or you can use your hands, it doesn't make a difference. So we just want to shape the dough for now and create our base. I used a little bit of the rolling pin, but I found that wasn't really working out for me. It was much easier to use my hand. So once you're done flattening the dough out nicely and shaping it, we're just gonna remove the top layer of the parchment paper. I think it looks pretty good. And then we're just gonna take a fork and poke some holes throughout the base. It's going to keep the base nice and flat when it goes into the oven for 10 minutes. So while the base is baking, we're going to prepare our tomato sauce or marinara sauce for the top of the base. And into a medium heated pan, we are placing our 1 to 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And once that's heated up, we're going to be adding our half a chopped onion. So this sauce is especially nice for your meatballs or your pasta, and of course the topping of your pizza. So we're just going to braise this for about 3 minutes, and we're going to be adding our clove of garlic to the onion. Everybody who watches my videos know that I absolutely love garlic. It's smelling so nice at this point in time. To this mixture we are going to add our tomato. I've got 1 chopped tomato in this bowl. That's going to go into the pan as well. And we are going to braise this for about 3 minutes, just for the tomatoes to cook through a bit before we add how much. I've got 3 tablespoons of tomato paste here. So we're going to mix all of that through, and then also just let that cook for about 2 minutes before we add our seasoning. I've got some Himalayan salt, some white pepper, and oregano. This is all to taste, so you can adjust it accordingly. I'm going to mix this through, and our mixture is almost done. We are just going to add 1 cup of warm water. Give it a nice stir and allow that just to cook through for a short while. You'll see when the mixture is the consistency that you want. If you want a thicker consistency, obviously leave it longer. And then to that we are going to add our xylitol to taste. I like mine slightly sweet, so I think I do about 4 tablespoons, but you can taste the mixture as you go along, and then just stir that through nicely. Our pizza base has been in the oven for 10 minutes, so we are going to flip that around and then add the tomato sauce to the other side of the base. So the side that was at the bottom, we flipped it over, and now we are placing the tomato sauce on the top. You can put the tomato sauce through a sift. I chose not to, but if you want something smoother, you can. So now I'm going to do some mozzarella cheese on the top. I like a lot of cheese, but you can obviously adjust it according to your preference. And of course the toppings will come next. I've got some sliced mushroom, some basil, and cherry tomatoes. You can get creative and choose any of your favorite Banting toppings, salami or mushroom. Go wild. Okay, so once that's on, we're gonna pop this back into the oven for another 5 minutes. Okay, I just added some ground black pepper to the top as well. Popping that in for 5 minutes, and voila, the cheese is melted and the pizza is ready to eat and indulge. Yummy, look at that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you try it. Please comment down below and let me know how you found it.